How's that for an intro? Hey everybody, Dan on paper here doing another really quick. This is episode 2 of the live feed. Maybe we'll break records like we did last time. 5 live viewers, 5! But I doubt it. This is going to be really short because I only went to one day of Minneapolis Wizard World rather than 3 like C2E2, and the event was So, without further ado, let's dive right into it real quick. I don't see this being more than a couple minutes. I don't really have any stories. Wizard World, Minneapolis was added kind of short notice. It's kind of, I don't know, a few months, whatever. But originally us, Des Moines, and Madison all got taken out. And after going to it this year, aside from one good thing, which we'll get into, I can see why. It's right away walking in just something like right when we go through the main doors into the whole hall. It was already half the size. Like, there was a giant partition wall blocking off the other half of the auditorium that normally was open like it was last year. Yeah, that sucked. Like, it felt really small. I will not be surprised if they do not come back next year. If they come back, sure, I'll go. I had a reason to go, which again, we're going to get into real quick. Which is why we're wearing a very particular shirt. Hard to see the pattern, but I get it. Yeah, the show itself was just kind of lackluster. There was artists, cool artists, a couple cool vendors, but nothing I couldn't live without. Other than the fact that they got this man in, which I know it's a weird, goofy photo, which I'm happy with. Minneapolis, we somehow got Peter Capaldi, and me being a huge Doctor Who fan, yeah. That was awesome that we got him. So originally I was only going to do the photo because his signings were a little bit more than I wanted, but since I wasn't going to spend money on anything else, might as well. So we got the 12th Doctor with the guitar, and I might not be the best cosplayer, I get it, but I was rocking that, and he's holding my guitar. Thank you to the live viewer. He's holding my guitar. We are talking about Peter Capaldi and Minneapolis Wizard World. Caught you up to speed. All right. It's just the Rock Band guitar, and that was part of the little story. He even asked me right when I got up for his signing if it was a real guitar, because I had it kind of low, brought up. No, that's just the Rock Band PS3 guitar. Nothing special, but I was trying to go for a very distinctive look. I was trying to rock the coat, the pants, the guitar the best I could to my ability. There were some people who pulled off his outfit really well. There's one kid I talked to in line who had he had like the red velvet coat, so he had a really nice look going for him. But Capaldi's such very nice. Love his accent. Told him to his face that his accent's just awesome. I don't have, other than the photo with him, I got a couple photos, but just him at his booth. It's not really, it doesn't show off too well in this photo, but that beige thing in the background, that's the giant partition wall. Rather than having the signings up against the back wall like they have the last 2-3 years, they had him, Barrowman, and Charlie Sheen, which that's a whole different story, all against the partition wall. Everybody else, I wish I would have grabbed a photo of it. I just didn't think about it. They had almost like a little podium, and they were away from these guys, but I don't know, it just, you could walk around the entire area. It seemed weird. I don't know, something just seemed off with it. But he made it worth it. Even if he wasn't there, I still probably would have gone for one day just because it is another convention to go to just for shits and giggles. But without further ado, there were some cool cosplays, so I'm going to obviously showcase a few of them here real quick. I didn't take too many photos, but we had a guy rocking a really good Deadpool, gave me a nice little pose, so kudos to that. This was one of my favorites that I got a photo of. We had somebody with a full-on papier-mâché Earl of Lemongrab mask. There were people doing, Rick and Morty, and they had like a Meeseeks, they had a Rick, a Morty, and I think a Mr. Poopy Butthole, all little, like papier-mâché hats, helmets, whatever as well. But I was in line for Capaldi, so I wasn't able to get a photo. Same with, there was somebody dressed as Beef Squatch, and I am very upset that I didn't get a photo of that, because it was awesome. But, again, I was hanging out in line, so I could only do so much. Actually, I don't have too many photos from the event, if any of that decided to actually copy over. There we go. We did have this guy, and I'm assuming girlfriend, wife, I don't know, rocking a Thor and a Valkyrie, or whatever the other character's name is. You can yell at me in the comments about that one. Capaldi. And this guy had he made it himself. I believe it was out of like PVC. It's like a hard material of some sort, hard plastic, but a full Iron Man suit. So mad props to that guy. And I think the only other photo I have, because I didn't take many, we have a Simpsons family. You know, something different, something you don't see every day. But aside from Beef Squatch, who I didn't get a photo of, Earl of Lemon Grab, definitely my favorite. That was, I don't know, I love Adventure Time, and it's funny because what's his face, Jeremy Shada was there last year. I had to reference the photo. He was there last year, the voice of Finn. But this year's guest, yeah, like I said, Charlie Sheen is added on, and if my buddy had the photo up and I talked to him before I recorded this, I would put it up because he actually went to meet Charlie Sheen. So not my cup of tea, but I guess there were photos on Facebook of Charlie Sheen and Kato Kalin, of all people, at Cowboy Jack's downtown. So yeah, I will not be surprised if Wizard does not come back next year, because this show, I don't know, like, they had a weird live stage right as you walked in, which just kind of seemed like they were trying too hard. Like, they wanted people to look at the show, and there was a magician there. There was the dueling piano guys, it sounded, which was all right. There was like a kids stage, which, if you're gonna go to a convention, why do you just leave your kids there? Or like, everybody goes for different reasons, I guess. So I don't know, whatever. But in the end, Capaldi made it worth it. So. Side note to that, Jenna Coleman was supposed to be there as well, but she canceled for I don't know why. One of my buddies is thrilled about that because he bought a ticket just to go for her. So, but yeah, like I said, this is a very, very, very short episode because I don't have many other things to say about Wizard World. I don't have many other stories. It was I'll leave it at this. The last for a studio no. Company that like does this many shows, this like big large scale all over, it's just, I don't know, it seems like they could have tried a little harder. Not even guest wise, just, I don't, Crypticon last year in Minneapolis here felt weird just because on short notice they had to get a new venue, and I can understand that. And stop moving, stop it. Okay, so I don't know, it's just, if you went, if you liked it, if you have a story that you want to share, by all means, in the comments, write something. If I'm full of shit, let me know. I usually am. It ain't the first time. But, yeah, it was an alright show. This is what it was. As I said, if they're here again next year, even without a guest like Capaldi, I'll still go. It's something to do, I guess. So, it's a fun way to spend an afternoon, but... With that said, thank you for tuning in. The one live person, I give you a thumbs up from my heart. I'm, of course, Dan on Paper. Yeah. Peaces.